vision for you guys today. Hi, Instagram. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, so sorry for the back and forth. I wanted to talk to you guys today about vision because a lot of times I hear women come to me and say that they're not happy, they want to change, they want something different, but when I ask them what it is that they want, they don't know how to answer it. They say, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. I just don't want to feel this way. I just don't want to feel this way. So my question for people is, how do you figure out what it is that you want and what do you want and why do you want it? Because if we don't know that, it's really hard to guide you on where you're going. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Thanks for joining me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Natalie Jill. I'm a licensed master sports nutritionist and functional fitness trainer, and I kill fat for a living. Those false assumed truths that we believe, especially as we age. And my focus, although I can help so many of you, my focus is really on women in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond who are really determined to age in reverse. I'm 47, and that's why I say that. I love focusing on that group because, again, I can help everyone, but that is my expertise. I work with women who have been in that mindset part of like, I'm too old, it's too late, the boat is past, the ship has sailed, where they're feeling like it's too late. And the media and everything else sort of convinces them that and validates that. And so when I find them, that's where they are. So that's what my expertise is, and that's what I like to focus on. So although I love talking to all of you, thanks for jumping on. Hi, Karen, I see you. Thanks for jumping on. That's my focus. And so today I'm going to talk about something very specific, and it's about that vision for where you want to go, because so many times we say we don't like how we feel, but we're not clear on where we want to go. And I want to give you a little analogy, and my clients have heard me say this analogy a lot of times, but for those of you that are not a client yet, you don't know this analogy. But if you were to get in a car and I were to say, you know, just drive to New York, would you get to New York? You'd probably get to New York, yeah. And how would you get there? Well, you could grab a map, you can ask for directions, you could put navigation in. It doesn't matter. You might get there at a slower pace than somebody else. You might get there faster. It might take you longer, shorter. It might be an easier ride, a more challenging ride, but you would get to New York because you're clear that's where you were going, right? That's a vision. Now, if you were to get in your car and have no idea where you're going and you just got in your car and said drive, where would you end up? Where would you end up? Well, who knows where you would end up? It depends. It depends on who's with you, what you're asking, what you feel like at the moment, what you're listening to, what you see. You get distracted, and you probably wouldn't end up in New York because you're not clear where you're going. My reason for that is we roll our eyes at that or laugh at that and can relate to that and say, well, I would never do that. I would never just get in a car and just randomly go wherever. But that's what we do in our life. We say, I don't like the way I feel. I want to change, but we have no idea where it is exactly that we want to go, and that's a problem. If we don't know where we want to go, if we're not crystal clear on where we're going, we are not going to get there by accident. We might, but it would be very unlikely that you're going to get there by accident. It's so important to be clear on what it is that you actually want. So how do you figure out what it is that you actually want? How do you figure that out? Well, the first thing, if you're not clear on what you want, you can start with what don't you want? Like make a giant list. What don't I want in my life? What don't I want? I don't want to feel old anymore. I don't want to feel overweight. I don't want this excess weight. I don't want to feel low on energy. I don't want to feel unhappy. I don't want to feel lonely. I don't want to feel isolated. What are those things? So start with a list of what it is that you don't want to start getting clear on where it is that you want to go. So that's step number one. Now, here's the thing that happens when you do that. When you do that, you start getting really clear on what it is that you don't want. And then when we shift over to, okay, well, what is it that you actually want? What's your vision? What do you want to create? Where do you want to go? What happens, and this is so typical, this totally happens. I know you can relate to this. You start getting stuck in the how and the reasons why it can't happen. So you might say, I don't like where I am right now. I want to feel this way, but you're like, but how am I going to do that? How am I going to get there? How am I going to create that? How am I going to make that happen? And what happens is we get so caught up analyzing the how that we don't even let ourselves dream about it. We don't even let ourselves visualize it. So what I'm going to ask you to do is forget the how for now. Okay, I just rhymed that. I didn't even mean to. Forget the how for now. And start thinking, what is it that I would want if I could wave a magic wand and have anything? Like, what would I want to feel? And literally stop your brain from telling you what I call self-imposed stops, all of those things and reasons why you can't. Because who says you can't? Who says you can't? And actually, don't even answer that, because I don't care who says you can't. Because I'm going to tell you that the only reason you can't is because you believe that you can't. It's because that you believe that you can't. So to get really in a place where you are clear on your vision. You have to understand what it is that you don't want, and you have to dream and daydream and visualize and fantasize about what it is that you want. If you could have anything, like what is it that you want? And really get real with this. Like, what do I want for my body? What do I want to look like? What do I want to feel like? Where do I want to be living? What do I want my relationships to be like? What do I want to be doing for work? How do I want to feel each day? How do I want to be managing my time? Like, really get clear on what it is that you want and stop yourself from going to that how. And really write this, like journal it, write it, make a video to yourself if you need to, but write out what it is that you want. A funny thing happens when you get really clear with what it is that you want. You start shifting your entire energy towards that. You guys ever heard of a vision board? Have you ever heard of a vision board? I love vision boards because it's a tool that I use to help people get clear on their vision. Sometimes when women come to me, they really are so beat up with what it is that they don't want and all the reasons in their head why they can't achieve what they've dreamed about that they don't even know where to start. So what we start with is a pack of magazines, a big pile of magazines, and I tell them just go through it and pick out anything that appeals to you. So, you know, happy people on the beach or happy couple or what is it that money, whatever it is, start taking those out, put them on a vision board, and we're gonna start there. And every single time we do this, it is unbelievable the emotion it draws. Like I'll be in a room of women, I do this at my breakthrough weekends, we do this vision board exercise. Even if they've done it before, it's not like this. They do it together in a room, we're isolated in this room working on this vision, and it draws emotion from everybody because it's the first time they actually felt a happiness and desire towards something that they dreamed about and that they wanted. So what's so cool about that is when you create a vision board, it's not a woo-woo thing. It's not like things are just gonna happen. They're not just gonna happen for you because you put them on a vision board. But what happens is you start to be able to stare at that vision board and you start to evoke feelings of what it would be like to be living in that. And we respond, the universe responds, our bodies respond, everything responds to those feelings, So when you have that vision and you know where it is that you wanna go, like that example I gave you driving a car, if you know where it is that you wanna go, you're going to get there. You're gonna get there, even if it takes longer, even if it takes more challenging, even if it's a slower process, it doesn't matter. When you're clear on your vision, you get there. When you're not clear on your vision and you're just guessing and saying, I just don't like where I am now, there's no place to go. There's no place to go. So when I work with clients, this is the big question that we work on first, is what is it that you actually want? And I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, they say, I don't know first. And this is where we go deep and what we figure out, because when you can figure that out, everything changes. So then what do you do next? Once you know, once you're crystal clear on where you want to go, you do a couple things. One, you get very clear with yourself that this is not negotiable. Like you say, this is happening. I am going there. This is happening. So if your goal is, I'm going to shed the weight and feel great, like it's clear, it is happening, it's done. I am going to lose the weight. I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. This is happening. And you literally put your hand up to any self-doubt, any self-imposed stop, any validation from anyone else that this can't happen. You just don't even listen. It's like a la, 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 I don't hear you. I don't hear you. You're just focused on that vision. That is it. You get really clear. The next thing you do is you declare it. You make sure you tell people, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. And you tell them with certainty, like it is done. This is happening. This is done. Those are the first 2 steps. You decide, you declare that it is happening, and then you start literally acting like that person that you want to become. You start taking those actions towards that. Many of you don't know my story initially. The first vision board I've made, and I have, my gosh, I've got 10 of them now that I've done. The very first one I ever made was about 10 years ago, 11 years ago actually. My daughter was new. She had just been born, new. That was an interesting choice of words. She had just been born. I was going through a divorce and a financial hardship. I had gained a lot of weight. And I was at my own personal rock bottom. I couldn't even remember what it felt like to feel happy, energetic, connected, alive, any of it. And I remember just being really super depressed with myself. And I was walking my dogs and I caught this glimpse of myself in a mirror. And I remember thinking at the time, I don't even recognize what I'm looking at. Like there's things hanging on me. I don't know who I am anymore. I'm supposed to be this happy person. I'm a new mom. What is going on with my life right now? I don't like this. I remember knowing that, but I had no idea what it is that I wanted. In fact, when I thought about like, maybe I should be fit and healthy, I thought, well, gosh, but that's too hard. And how will I do that? And I can't afford a gym and I can't afford to work out. I remember thinking all that. This is 11 years ago. And it just, as soon as I went to that how, I couldn't figure it out. So I went home and I remember making a vision board, and I pulled out pictures of really fit girls and happy people and beach and what I wanted to create, and what I let myself visualize and dream about this. And I put all this on a vision board, and I was looking at it, and my mind kept going to the how, and I kept shutting it down. Like, I'm not going to go to the how. I'm just going to stare at this vision board. And every day I would look at that vision board, and what I would do is I would look at it and I'd say, okay, if I was living in that board, if I was that person living there in that, what would I be doing today? How would I be spending my day? What would I be eating? What would I be wearing? What would I be doing? And I would look at that, and I would just start channeling what that would feel like, and I started taking actions towards that, and it happened. I became that person on that vision board. If I showed you my original vision board, it's crazy because that is what my life is now. But at that time, I had no idea how I was going to get there. But I knew that I had to start visualizing what it is that I wanted, and I had to start taking actions like that person would. So right now, you might kind of know what you want for your vision, and I'm going to ask you to get crystal clear on it. Once you do know what you want, then that's how, when you want to start acting like that person, you want to think, what would that person be doing? What would the person that's my age that does have the life that they want, what would they be doing? What would they be eating? Who would they be spending time with? Who would they be hanging around? What would they be reading? And you start acting like that person. And here's the secret that no one tells you. You can be an entirely different person a year from now than you are right now, just by changing those thoughts and actions. You can be an entirely different person. If you do everything that that person that you want to become does, you become that person. This is 100% true all the time. Now, the reason we don't all do this so easily, do you know why we don't do it so easily? Because we get in our heads. We get in our heads with why we can't, and what I call self-imposed stops of reasons why we can't. We start analyzing, oh, it's too hard, I've tried this before, it doesn't work. But let me tell you what really doesn't work. What really doesn't work? Doing that. When you stay stuck in your head like that, that really doesn't work. Like, you have no chance of reaching a vision. So why waste your time there? If that is definitely not going to work, why waste your time there? So get clear on your vision. You can, if you're jumping on now, hi, you can watch this later. I'll have the replay up for sure. But get really clear on your vision and literally start living in those steps to take action towards it. You know, I'm gonna share a couple opportunities I have coming up in just a moment here. But I want to tell you, I host these breakthrough weekends. I call them breakthrough weekends because although I sell tons of programs and workouts and nutrition programs, change happens from experiences and from who you surround yourself with. So my absolute favorite thing to do is to get a group of women together in these small groups. I call them my VIP breakthrough weekends. It's like a really small group. I've done them with 6 women. I've done them with 15 or 16 max. I do them with small groups of women. And we go really deep for 3 days, like on all of this. We create that vision. We create a plan. We don't get into the how, but we create what it is that we want. And then we spend time together with like-minded people in that same frequency, like that same vibe. And what happens from that is massive change. And massive change sticks from that because of the experience. So it's like a fast forward. It's a secret way into getting those fast results. But what I want to share about that is I had a couple women that wanted to go to my last breakthrough. And when they first heard about it, they said, oh, I can't do that. I can't get to San Diego, or I can't afford that, or whatever the story was they had. They were really stuck in the how. But I had 3 of them really declare, like, you know what? I don't know how I'm getting there, but I'm going. Like, they visualize it. They watched me do breakthrough number 1, breakthrough number 2, and they were like, I don't know how it's happening, but I am absolutely going there. And I believed them. And they believed themselves. And you know what? Not only did they end up at breakthrough, but they found a way for that to completely work out and blow their life to a whole nother level, like blow it up to another level. So when you get clear on what it is that you want, things work out. They always do. You just have to get clear on your vision first. If you're not clear on your vision, things do not work out. That's the #1 step. So you've got to go back and look at that first. So it's really critical. Okay, I'm going to take questions, you guys. Any questions you have. I didn't want to go on too long and take too much here, but anything you want to ask me, feel free to ask me on any of this mindset stuff, the vision, or even nutrition and fitness. And while you're typing your questions, because I want to answer any of those, I have a couple announcements for you. One, I did just open up 2 new dates for my next VIP breakthrough weekends. This time I'm doing them a little different. I'm maxing it out at 10 women at each. I'm super crazy picky about who comes to these, so I love you all. But I do have an application process, so I make sure I look at this and I really tie the right group of women together. This is one for women, not men. I love you guys even, but this is for women. This is for women specifically in their 40s and 50s. That's who I'm talking to for this. I could make an exception if you're in your late 30s or you're older than that, possibly, but I'm targeting women in their 40s and 50s for this because that's who I know I can help the most. And I'm talking to you because I know where you are right now. I'm 47 and I get it. I know that we've got an entire society of saying that aging is bad, that it has to look a certain way, that our metabolism changes, that hormones, blah, 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 la, 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 la. We're not gonna listen to that. I've got a formula I'm gonna help you with all that. I've been there, I've helped women where you are, and we're gonna have an epic weekend these 2 weekends. So I'm telling you what the dates are. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you what the dates are, because if you're interested, apply. And the dates are on there. So if you're interested, go to nataliejillfitness.com. I'm gonna type it in on Facebook right now. nataliejillfitness.com. And you're gonna /fitness.com/apply. I just wrote it on Facebook. I don't know if I can write it on Instagram at the same time. But nataliejillfitness.com/apply, and it has the date options and it has the price. So you can see all that first. And then it's just a simple application. And if you're interested and you fill that out first, I am happy to chat with you. We can chat one-on-one and see if it's a good match. I'm really picky about who I put together. So for this, and I'm only wanting 10 women at each. That's it. More than that, it's a little too much, and I'm consistent with I want, keep a small, high energy group. So if that sounds like you and you are interested, I'm doing 2 this year, and I have those dates, so jump on that application now so you can get on. If you're not interested in that, then you don't have to be. But that's who I'm talking to for this. I have other things, of course, always, but these are the women that go to Breakthrough have like significant changes. We create your vision, we go to a whole nother level. So you want to be part of the cool club and come hang out in San Diego with me and be part of these 2 groups. These may be the only 2 that I do this whole year. I've got some other things I'm working on, and these may be the only 2. So jump on if you are interested. Okay, I'm gonna take some questions. If there's any questions, you can type them. I'm looking at Facebook and I'm looking at Instagram here, so I can do either one. Let's see. Oh, I love all the hearts. Thanks, you guys on Instagram. Let's see. Some of you only talk in hearts and emojis. My husband does that. So forget the how. Lisa on Life, I love that. She hashtagged it. Forget the how for now. I like that. That's good. I'm going to steal that. That's great. Yes, forget the how for now. You guys, I'm guilty of the how too. Believe me. I do this all the time. I have to remind myself. You're in your head, Natalie. You're in your head. Get out of your head. We're not looking at the how. It's happening. I'm just going to say it is happening. And every time I do that, it works out. It works out. It's amazing how that works out. Like, I'm like, it's happening. I don't know how. It's happening. You start meeting the right people. You start getting the right opportunities. You start getting the right information. It happens when you get clear on that. It's really, really, it's true. You got to try it. So start noticing how many times you're getting in your head. And stop it. I call them self-imposed stops. And in my full body reset, we would say, stop it, sis. Like self-imposed stops, get it? Stop it, sis. Because we got to get out of our heads. Anyways, okay, let's see. Any questions? Oh, I see some questions. When did you realize that you love fitness so much that you could turn it into a business? Hi, Kit Kat. Going from lost to narcotic. Listen, Kit Kat, I didn't know that I wanted to be in fitness. Actually, I had no idea. That was not my goal. What happened was 11 years ago, I had completely lost my way. And as I was getting myself back, I shared that, just like I'm sharing right now with you guys and stuff. I share whatever's going on in my life. And at the time I shared it only on Facebook. That was what I was doing. And I had maybe like my 100 high school friends on Facebook at the time. But people liked it. They were interested and they wanted more. And I figured it out. I just kept going. So it wasn't like I sought out that. Now I ended up getting credentials and working through that. But now I wouldn't even say, like, yes, people know me for fitness. That is not who I am. That's not all I do. Really, what I do is much bigger than that. I focus on so much more than just fitness. I truly focus on aging in reverse and leveling up. So it's really more personal development. Fitness is part of that. It's not my whole life. But what I would say is you want to just get really clear on what it is that you want to create, how you want to live, what you can offer, and then the rest works itself out when you're clear on that. Paul, sounds great. I'm 55 and need help. Yes, yes, Paul. Paulette, absolutely, I get it. I'm talking to you. I'm 47. That's who I help. I work with women in their 40s and 50s and 60s. That's my jam. That's my jam. I can help everyone, but quite frankly, I'm kind of bored with just helping someone get a 6-pack. That's not my, like, I can do that, got it. That's not what I want to help anymore. I'm kind of past that. What I want to help is these women that think that the boat has passed, that the ship has sailed, and that it's too late, because it is absolutely not. But as soon as you start buying into that, you start believing that, and that's what happens. So that's who I'm here to help. I want to share that it's never too late to level up. You can always create everything from nothing. Heck, I built an entire podcast on this topic about leveling up. If you don't know about that, you can find it. It's Leveling Up, Creating Everything from Nothing. You can find it on any podcast app. It's on iTunes and everywhere. But I'm a firm believer of this. Like, yes, if you want to know how to get abs, you can Google Natalie Jill abs. You can get that. That's not who I want to work one-on-one with. I don't care anymore about that. I just don't. I love you, but I don't care about that. I want to help you women that are stuck feeling like it's too late, because it's not too late. I promise you, it is not too late. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Do you think tracking food, Rocky? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. And let me tell you why. She said, do you think tracking food is a good idea or eat intuitively? I don't track my food. I have rules about that I focus on adding in more of the good, which makes less room for the bad. So by good, I mean I eat real, natural, unprocessed foods, and I eat a lot of those. So vegetables, fruits, proteins, nuts, seeds, lots of water. I focus on adding in more of the good, and I make less room for the bad, which doesn't mean I don't every now and again eat some Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm just gonna be real. That might happen sometimes, but I don't focus on that. I focus on more of the good, less of the bad. I don't love writing it down. Now, when I do have women write it down is if somebody really feels that they are doing everything they're supposed to and they're not getting results and they need help, I will have them write it down so I can look at it, and we always can find some things going on there. Like, you can't be following a program and like just happen to be adding in a bottle of wine and like a brownie every day. It doesn't work. So that's when I would have you write it down. But I'm not really a huge fan for that. MZ Lids, you might be blind, but you know, on the application for nataliejillfitness.com /apply, there are dates on there, but I'll tell you what they are. They're February 15th. And April 12th. And one of the questions actually says, are you available for either or both of these dates? So it is February 15th and April 12th, and you can see the price right on there so you know what's up. I do charge for this. It's not for everybody. I totally get that. And that's fine. I still love you if you don't come. But I am, because I'm keeping it to 10 women at each, I am charging for it. This is like first class, high end. I've got like the best chef in the world coming to work with us. I have like a killer yoga instructor. I've got like, this is awesome. This is first class. So yes, there is a price on it. If you don't want that, I have free stuff too. Like, I have plenty of stuff for $37 you can find online and free stuff. So no worries there, but that specifically is for that. Let's see. Julia, let's see. Natalie, I work out 4 times a week, track my calories. Am I healthy? My weight doesn't come down. Yes, I love you, Julia. Hi. Okay, I don't track calories. First and foremost, I hate calorie counting, and this is, in a nutshell, this is why. I don't count it because there's no way to accurately know how many calories are in something, and there's just no way to know. And there's no way to know how many you're actually burning. So we tend to overestimate how many we're burning, and we drastically underestimate what it is that we're eating. Happens all the time. So I don't like it. And it really gets us in this mindset of fail or pass, and I don't like it. So I'm not a fan of that at all. That's first and foremost. I'm a fan of focusing on unprocessed, natural, real foods, adding in more of the good, making less room for the bad, lots of water, and eating a lot of the right foods. That's first and foremost. And then as far as the working out, it doesn't matter the days or the amount of time. What matters is this. What matters is, are you progressing? And are you being intense for you? So progression and intensity are what change our bodies in workouts, not the amount of time or the days. So I would look at someone's workout and say, okay, is this challenging for you, or are you just going through the motions? Many times, I see people just going through the motions, and that doesn't work. So it's not about being intense like an Olympic athlete, unless that's where you are. It's about, can you be intense for you, and are you progressing and making it more challenging every single day that you're doing it? It's those two things that are going to be in. So I hope that helps you, Julia, a little bit. And hello from Ireland. I see you. Oh, Ellie, thanks for placing the link. I'm going to pin your comment right there. That was super helpful. Pin comment. So now that link is there. Thank you. Okay, let's see. What are your thoughts on a strict nutritional reset? I don't know. I can't. And how? It depends. So yes, like I have a program called Full Body Reset. So I call it that because you guys like resets, I know. But it's eating natural, unprocessed, real foods. I don't think we need to like do crazy cleanse or any of that stuff. What we need to do is get really real with what we're putting in our body and focus on real, natural, unprocessed foods. But you guys, here's the thing. It's not just for a period of time and then you go back to pizza and donuts. It doesn't work that way. What works is what you do 95% of the time. So we learn the right lifestyles that are fun and easy and simple, that work in our lives, that aren't like crazy restrictive or ridiculous. We learn that, we focus on that, and we make less room for the bad. And that way, when you want something that's outside of plan, it does not affect you. That's what we do. That's what I teach. That's what I believe in. That's exactly what I believe in. Let's see. Do I personal coach? I do personal coach, crazy girl. I'm not just calling her crazy girl. That's her screen name. I do personal coach. I'm very selective with who I work with. I do the breakthrough weekends, which if you go to nataliejillfitness.com/apply, I'm taking 10 clients in each of those. And then the one-on-one coaching, I take 20 clients total in a year. And I don't just do nutrition and fitness with you. So if that's what you want, I'm not your coach. I go a lot deeper than that, and I level up your whole life. That's what I work on. And I only take 20 clients for that total in a year. That's all I've got. I've made the space for. So if you are interested in that, you can email through my website and we can get you an application for that as well. So let's see. What else? Yeah, awesome. Okay, let me make sure I don't miss any questions here. And yes, Bella wrote what I just said. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, she said, I love this. We need someone like you to remind us. I'm reminding you, Mary, I'm here. I'm reminding you. All right, guys. Okay, so just final wrap up. If you are interested in one of those 20 spots for Breakthrough Weekend, please apply. nataliejillfitness.com/apply. And it has the dates on there. It has the price. If you're serious, fill it out. We'll chat. We'll see if it's a good match, and we'll go from there. I'm only doing these 2, and I'm only putting 10 women in each, and I'm super picky. So you have to be cool. Definitely have to be cool. You have to be willing to do the work and want to make a change. It's not just that weekend. I'm going to start giving you information early to help you start making that shift. And I want women specifically around my age. I'm looking I'm talking to you in your 40s and your 50s because I'm 47. So that's who I'm talking to. It doesn't mean you're completely excluded if you're not in that. I'll consider it, but that's specifically who I'm talking to. And you have to be cool. I have to like you. So it's not hard for me to like you, but you have to fill out the application so I can see who you are. And yeah, that's what I've got. All right, thanks guys. If I missed any questions, you can ask them. You can message me. And this should stay live on Facebook and Instagram. Bye guys.